Okay, you see these black specks on this head? Each one of those black specks is a mature onion seed. But the problem is that they don't all mature, because I've got like hundreds of little flower buds on this head. They don't all mature at the same time. So if I wait for them all to mature, then what happens is these ones that have started already are going to drop off, and so I'm not going to get them. So I have to catch these incrementally. In other words, these are ready, some of these are ready to fall off, and I don't want to just cut this stalk off, this head off, because then I lose all the potential. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and shake off what's ready. So I just take my bucket and then I just go like this and then just fluff them up, keep it at an angle. You make sure that you don't bend this too tight, because if you put a bend in this, then of course it's never going to stand back up again. So I just take this head like this, I ruffle it up. I don't know if you can hear them falling off. Now, of course, a lot of them are not falling off. Like there's some black specks here. They're not falling off though. That's because they're not ready to be harvested. So there's one head right there. Okay, so take a look at this one. See, this one is all dried up completely and brown, and it's just saturated with black. So I'm going to go ahead and cut that head completely off, because I'm not going to get any more that are going to be ready on that, because you could tell how brown it is and how saturated it is. So I'm going to go ahead and just cut that whole head off and then just toss it into the bucket. Now I know a lot of people would just cut these off, because I mean, I literally have thousands of seeds in here now. But the problem is I want as many seeds as I can, because these are going to be on my website. These are Kelsey onions, and these are, you know, highly sought after, because these are huge onions, and so a lot of people like these seeds. Of course, not everyone can grow them because of their zone. Okay, so that's good enough for now. Now I'm going to come back in about a week, and I'm just going to cut them off and then shake what's left out of them, and that'll give me quite a few hundred more seeds. Now most home gardeners, of course, they're just going to cut them off now, because you're going to get thousands. I mean, with these 40 plants, you're going to get thousands and thousands of seeds. And considering the fact that they're only viable for a year or two, you're not going to need that many. So yeah, so in a week I'm going to go ahead and cut these off and then just call it quits. And then I will show you. Now I've got a lot of this debris here that also came off, and I'll show you. Now it was kind of windy today. You could do this in the wind. You know, you could just dump them back and forth from bucket to bucket in the wind. It'll get rid of all this debris, and then you'll just end up with the black seeds. Now I also plan on doing another video on a complete growing guide for onions. You know, of course, these are not the first year. These were grown last year. I left them in the ground, and then of course the second year they produce seeds. But I'm going to go through all that in my complete onion growing guide. But for right now, I just wanted to show you how I harvest these. So let me show you one of these buds up close. See each one of these where you see the black? Those are buds that haven't opened yet. And you can't always wait for them to open, because sometimes they just don't. Sometimes they dry just like that. So what you have to do with some of these is just roll it around in your fingers like that. And then it crushes and opens up, and you'll notice there's three seeds in there actually. Looks like there might have been one other one there, but yeah, there's three. So there's three right there. So you take one of these big heads, and each one of these has three inside of it. You're looking at a lot of seeds right there. I start off first with shaking them and getting all the ones that are loose. Then after a week, I come back, I pull the heads off, and then I crush them like this. You can do it like this or crush them in your fingers to release all those seeds. And you'll notice what little bit I did here, and I've got all these already. So you have to go through, and you do have to crush these to get them to release. But like I said before, though, if you only want, you know, a few hundred seeds, then, you know, you don't have to worry about that. Just shake off what you want and throw the rest away. That is fairly clean. Just do it a couple more times in front of the fan. But that's pretty clean seed right there. So the beauty of onion seeds is there's no mystery. When you see those heads, the black spots on there are pretty much, I mean, that's it. They're the onion seeds. And when they fall off or they shake off, they're ready. So there isn't this drying process you have to go through. You don't have to go through fermentation. There's no mystery. When are they ready? What time of the year? So it's really simple to do. And the hardest thing is actually separating all the debris or the chaff or the waste from the seeds. And pretty much if you just do it in a windy spot or if you do it in front of a fan, that stuff blows right off. And yeah, you do lose some of the seed, but it's very minimal. Now I do have a seed sorter that I'm going to be using, and I'm going to show how I built that, because I think I showed it last year, but a lot of people ask me, well, how do you build that? So I'm going to actually be doing a video soon on how to build that sorter, because I have some other seeds that I need to harvest too that would be easier with that. So I know some people are going to ask about these buckets that I use. Well, these are called a hook and feed bucket. Let me show you. It's got a hook right here. It's made out of really thick plastic. And so it sits like over a fence or something, or a board, and you can feed animals with it. But you'll notice that my arm fits in there perfectly, so I can hold it like this, and I can go through and harvest whatever it is, apples or my plums and stuff like that. I like the way that these are built. It's right there on the front. It's called Double Tough Hook and Feed. I believe you can get them at Tractor Supply, and I think it was less than 20 bucks for 2 of these. So they're pretty inexpensive, and they last forever because they're really thick plastic. They're not thin. They're made for feeding animals, right? So these are really strong buckets. So I like to use these. And the fact that I can hook them on a fence or on a board or something, but mostly because my arm fits right in here. And I can just grab it right here on this side like this, and I can just walk around and just use it as a harvesting bucket. So I really like these. Now I know Tractor Supply has them. I think they have them in red and green, so in case you're wondering. But I just love these things. So I think I mentioned that these were Kelsey onions. And the reason why I like them, actually, I like to just grow unique things. And I do believe that the Kelsey won the world record for the largest onion. I think it was like 15 or 16 pounds. It was just absolutely huge. But I'm not trying to grow a world record. I just like them because I get, palm size onions out of it, which are, large. And I actually grow them closer together, so I don't space mine out, with the idea that I'm going to grow giant ones. I just space them out enough, like 6 inches apart, so I get some really large ones, because that's all I care about. But still, I get some monstrous ones in the mix, and so that's why I really like these, because I like the sandwich slicer type onions. I do grow the smaller ones too, but these are just kind of unique, and I like them. And the seeds are actually, a lot of times, they're hard to find also. So I will have these available on my website, growyourheirlooms.com. So that's all there is to saving them. It's really easy. It's a walk in the park. All right, thanks for watching, guys. We'll catch you later.